Hey everybody, how's it going? I am 8 Shots back here again today with another video, and today I'm going to be going over the new game mode Fireteam Elimination that was brought into the Season 3 Reloaded update last week. I've been able to have a bit of time to play this game mode, get some thoughts and feelings on it. I've only been able to unfortunately pull off one victory so far, mainly because I'm in a lot of games with randoms and it just depends how the lobby goes and who I'm with. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's go straight into it. Let me just start off by saying that Fireteam Elimination is not a bad game mode. Some people will like it and some people won't. It's just not my cup of tea. It's just not my game mode that I fuck with. There's some bright spots in it, but for me playing it, it's not what I expected. Reading the description of it, I was expecting something a little bit different than what we got, but overall it's not the worst game mode. Basically, I could describe it best as Blackout 2.0. That's the way it really feels like. Obviously, since it's not the Warzone engine and we don't get loadouts in this game mode, it doesn't really feel like Warzone, play like Warzone, obviously. So I'd say the best way to describe it is like Blackout 2.0. If we were to have Blackout in Black Ops Cold War, this, in my opinion, would be the closest way to how it feels. It's a shorter map. They're not larger maps like how I thought they were going to be. So it's not like you're playing a match for about 30 minutes. They're pretty quick, about 15 to 20 minutes a match, which isn't too bad. It's 10 teams of 4, so 40 players on a map. Each team gets 5 respawn tickets, so you can respawn after you die. Unless your whole team gets wiped out in one push, then the game is over. That's it. The respawn tickets don't matter, and you basically just end the game right there. I don't really know how I feel about this. I thought it was going to be more of a battle royale blackout experience, like you die and then that's it. The game's over, there's no gulag, you just kind of leave the game, or you could spectate. But that's not the case in this game. You die and you have 5 respawn tickets, and you can come back and either get revenge on the enemy that killed you or go somewhere else and relocate with your team. Like I said, I don't really know how I feel about that. I wish that wasn't the case and you just died and that was the end of it. It feel more like a battle royale experience. I thought this was gonna be, it is a battle royale game mode, but it feels very, very different. It feels more of like a, well, it has Fireteam in the name, but it feels more of like a spin-off of Fireteam than like a battle royale experience, like how we were expecting or people were talking about it. There's actually 2 ways to pull off with a victory in this game mode. You can either A, wipe out the whole squad and survive, basically make it through the gas and just wipe out every other team, or make it to the exfil, which happens at the very end of the game, which from my personal experience and the lobbies we've been in, that's how most people have actually been winning it. Before they kill off the whole team, the chopper will come in and they just exfil from there. Because one thing you can actually do in this game mode that's actually almost impossible to do in Warzone is you can actually stay alive and fight in the gas. Your health goes down, but if you have full armor, it deteriorates very slowly. You get fatigue and you get all the extra biohazard nuclear bullshit on your operator that slows you down, and it'll obviously lower your health. But you can still fight and in some capacity operate within the gas. So it isn't essential to get out of the gas, obviously not take damage, but it's not the biggest deal. I feel like I've seen people having full-on gunfights, and I've been in the gas having gunfights with up to 2 to 3 people in a squad at a time. And well, if I lose or win the gunfight, it feels like the 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 gas just does nothing. Like I've been saying, it feels like you could have a full-on gunfight match in the gas, and then once you kill the enemy, quickly move out, and you could still be fine and potentially win the game. I don't really like that aspect of it. I wish the gas was a lot more lethal and you couldn't really spend as much time in it, especially if you have a radiation vest on. It won't do all that much, but it just gives you that much more health to last inside of it. I also find it a pro and the con at the beginning of these matches. They get very hectic, and I find myself getting into gunfights a lot more quicker than I would in Warzone or when I was playing Blackout, Black, and Black Ops 4. Everyone that spawns in, you would all get a base level, no attachment, MP5, and everyone has it. And it can be a very good thing for you and your squad to take people out quicker and rack up more kills and XP at the beginning of the match, but it's also a downfall if you land and, well, obviously you're at the receiving end of that, like I've been many times. You land and you hope to God there's not someone around you, but they come down, they have the jump on you with the MP5 first, besides fists or a pistol if we were to spawn in. I like it, but I also don't like it. If I were to change it in this game mode, I'd rather us land with just a base 1911 pistol. I feel like that would flow a lot better. One thing I do like about this game mode very much is that it's very teamwork oriented. I noticed a lot of people using pings in this game mode a lot more than they would in the rest of Black Ops Cold War, for example. Obviously, people do in Warzone if you don't have a mic and cannot communicate. But I noticed even with people who do have mics and can communicate within the game mode, they'll ping certain enemies and locations to where we want to go. And that's something that I really like. It kind of encourages for you to use the pinging system and have better communication throughout your team. But with that also being said, it can lead you into awkward and fucked up situations, like in some of the gameplay you get here. We pulled off the victory in it, but I don't like the way we did it because it forces you to almost like you want to play with your team, right? You don't want to be the lone wolf and go running off around the rest of the map trying to pull off your own kind of solo victory. I mean, you can, and that might be enjoyable if you're the type of person to do that, but for me, I like to play with the team, try to get the team victory, and when they just want to sit and all camp in a house, all three of them camp in one little box and wait for the gas to move around, that's really hard for me to play like. And as you see here in the gameplay, that's how my team wanted to roll. And you're kind of pushed into a corner and forced to do it because if you go off by yourself, you don't want to get ravaged by a team of 3 or a team of 4 completely by yourself. You want to have the rest of your team with you, right? I mean, it's a team game mode. So I found that was kind of bullshit in itself, but that was just the people who I was playing with. So I think that's the only downside with it being team oriented is if they play like shit, well then you're kind of pushed in a corner to play almost in that game style. But if they're not, then it's a ton of fun. I've seen a lot of people saying that they would wish more ammo loot was available throughout the maps. I thought that there was more than enough throughout the map for myself. I didn't find myself running out of ammo too often or too quickly. They have resupply boxes scattered throughout the map in certain locations, and you can also get ammo out of the loot boxes that they have throughout the map. One thing I do wish though is that there were more loot boxes throughout the map. They spawn randomly and throughout the matches, but I just I find there's not enough in houses. There was a time where me and my team would just go into a whole building, an entire building, to the bottom floor, to the top floor, and there wasn't a single loot box, not one loot box that we could open up and get any sort of ammo, weapons, score streaks, vests, anything from. So that just felt really awkward. I find they're more spread throughout the map in the open areas, like around trees and grass and rocks. I find you'll find more loot boxes around those areas. That's just what I personally was experiencing. If Treyarch is looking to expand and make this game mode into a larger mode and maybe bring it into something bigger in Black Ops Cold War, I was really hoping that they were going to combine all the Fireteam maps that we have together so far into one large Euro Mountains type-esque map that we were going to be able to experience, but I guess that didn't make much sense given how there's only 40 players on the map. I probably should have thought that through my head when I was reading it. But I don't know. I was really expecting a more battle royale type. It just, to me, it feels more of an off-brand game mode of Fireteam, Dirty Bomb. It doesn't really feel like, I don't know. I was hoping for a more battle royale-esque type experience in Cold War. And unfortunately for me personally, what I was hoping and driving for, this just didn't deliver it. For changes in the future, I really hope they possibly combine all the maps together. I think that would be totally awesome. Drop 100 people in on the map, all the Fireteam maps combined. I think that would just be a fucking great experience. It would give me a lot more reason to go into a vehicle and drive it on these maps, because right now there's not really any point of getting into a vehicle and using it on this map unless you're using it for like a montage. You're fucking around with your friends and you're getting in, you're shooting people, all that type of good shit. But for me, it's not a bad game mode. If you ask me, I give it a 5 out of 10. That's just my personal opinion. I had a decently good time on it, but I don't think I'll be going back to it myself, honestly. It didn't fill the hunger that I thought it was gonna fill for a battle royale experience in Black Ops Cold War using their engine. But even with all that being said, don't just take my word for it. Go and experience this your game mode yourself. You could have a blast or you could feel the way I feel and maybe you just don't want to go back to it at all. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about if you experienced it already or if you're going to go and try it. I am 8 Shots. Please like and subscribe and I will see you guys on the next video very soon. Peace, guys.